I just moved into this place. I have nothing cool on the walls, but that does not matter. Let's take a look at some of the coolest cars coming up at Mecum's upcoming Harrisburg auction. We're going to start out with one of the headline cars here, this 1970 Chevrolet Chevelle LS6. The LS6 was the highest performance Chevelle available in 1970, featuring a 454 cubic inch V8 rated at 450 horsepower and 500 pound-feet of torque. And this example is equipped with a Muncie 4-speed manual transmission. Now there's a very interesting story with this one, as it's listed in the LS6 registry and includes two original build sheets, one of which remains underneath the front sheet. The car retains its original body panels and was displayed at the 2020 Carlisle event celebrating the 50th anniversary of the LS6. It's finished in Code 19 Tuxedo Black and features power steering, power brakes, a split bench seat with headrest, correct 5-spoke SS wheels, and a Gardner exhaust system. It has received one repaint in its original color. Another attention grabber headed to Mecum Harrisburg is this custom 1970 Dodge Charger known as Sinister from Wolfpack Rides. This car was built over 3 years and combines 1969 Daytona-inspired styling with modern Pro Street performance. Under the hood is a 572 cubic inch Hemi from Indy cylinder heads topped with a ProCharger F3 supercharger running about 7 pounds of boost on E85 fuel. The result is approximately 1100 horsepower at the rear wheels, and it's sent through a Rossler Turbo 400 automatic with an air shifter, trans brake, and Dana 60 rear end with strange axles. The car is finished in Dodge's iconic plum crazy purple with a black vinyl top, and the build includes Viper bucket seats, air conditioning, power windows, electric power steering, 4-wheel disc brakes, cameras, which is super unique, odometer gauges, and a detailed undercarriage. Moving along here, we have an ultra rare 2002 Camaro Dick Harrell Edition wide body. This was built by GM and sold through Berger Chevrolet. Just 30 Dick Harrell wide-body supercars were produced. This is example number 9, and it has only 146 miles. Power comes from a 5.7-liter LS6 V8 painted with a 6-speed manual transmission and Hurst short-throw shifter. And performance upgrades include Corvette Z06 front brakes, lowering springs, adjustable shocks, and a chambered exhaust system. It's finished in bright rally red with Dick Harrell graphics, and it features a signature wide-body conversion. And according to the listing, it's the only Dick Harrell wide-body built with the Forgeline 18x11 front and 18x12 rear wheels. The car retains the original Dick Harrell dash plaque, special floor mats and key fobs, as well as a serial plate, books, manuals, and a letter of authenticity. And we don't have a car now, we actually have a tractor. A 1971 Lamborghini 230R tractor. Before Lamborghini built the Miura and the Countach, the company was founded as a tractor manufacturer, and machines like this are where the brand got its start. This example did undergo a comprehensive frame-off restoration in Italy before being imported into the United States. Power comes from a 1.5-liter air-cooled twin-cylinder diesel engine equipped with mechanical fuel injection and paired with a 3-speed manual transmission and high-low transfer case. It also features portal axles, mechanical drum brakes, and dual rear power takeoffs for operating farm equipment. One of the most unusual Porsches at Mecum Harrisburg is this 1980 Porsche 930 Turbo modified by Gembala. Built in the mid-1980s, this is the first of only 9 Gembala version 2 cars produced and the only coupe among them. Power comes from a turbocharged and intercooled 3.3-liter flat 6 paired with a 4-speed manual transmission. Gembala then went in and added its own front bumper, side sills, rear bumper, stainless exhaust, and custom interior, which by the way looks incredible. It also has a digital boost gauge and upgraded audio system. There's also a very cool story behind this car, as the original owner was a personal friend of Gembala founder Uwe Gembala, who reportedly offered to make this 930 the very first version 2 during a dinner meeting in Germany. Today, the car still remains highly original and unrestored, right down to its period-correct Pirelli P7 tires. And this next car is pretty cool, and Ford fans will definitely want to keep an eye on this one, a 1970 Mercury Cougar Boss 302 Eliminator. While the Mustang Boss 302 gets most of the attention, the Cougar version is significantly more rare. Mercury produced just 323 Boss 302 Eliminators for 1970, making it one of the hardest to find members of Ford's muscle car lineup. This early production example was built on October 15, 1969, and sold new in Jacksonville, Florida. It remained as a Southern car and is accompanied by a deluxe Marti report documenting its factory specifications. Power comes from a high-revving 302 cubic inch V8 rated at 290 horsepower, backed by a 4-speed manual transmission with a Hurst T-handle shifter. Additional equipment includes a traction lock rear axle, front power disc brakes, and rear seat speakers. Now this is, in my opinion, one of the most interesting builds here. It's a 1933 Dodge pickup. It does retain its original steel cab and bed, but nearly everything underneath has been modernized. The truck now rides on a custom frame with an independent front suspension and is powered by a Hemi V8 sourced from a 1953 Chrysler Imperial. Power is sent through an automatic transmission, which does make it far more drivable than a stock 1930s pickup. Additional upgrades include air conditioning and a custom cover for the bed. And that's about it for that. And moving on to the final car here, one of the most unusual modern vehicles at Mecum Harrisburg is this 2012 Local Motors Rally Fighter. And I apologize, the photos for this are not really good, but the car was built by Local Motors in Arizona, and the Rally Fighter was a limited production street legal off-road vehicle designed from the ground up for high-speed desert driving. And unlike most off-road trucks, it features a front mid-engine layout and lightweight fiberglass bodywork. Power comes from a 6.2-liter LS3 V8 paired with an automatic transmission. This example is finished in white with red stripes and checkerboard accents and rides on Goodyear Kevlar sidewall tires. Inside you'll find a full roll cage, air conditioning, power windows, and a Pioneer navigation system. And fun fact, this exact Rally Fighter was featured on an episode of Jay Leno's Garage and driven by Jay Leno himself. And those are just a few of the upcoming vehicles that will be crossing the block at Mecum's Harrisburg event in just a few weeks, and I'm very excited for this. Let me know what car you would want to drive. I'm probably going to make a second part to this. Matter of fact, I actually hope to be there in person.